Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't have my regular chair today. Normally, my regular chair, I got an armrest that I like to lean on, so it's not here today. So I'm gonna sit up. I ain't gonna lean. I normally like to touch. I like to teach from a comfortable position. I know this is like the first time I've it's been 7 years
Hmm.
since I began reading the law to people, and then not teaching, but I would just say, listen, this is this and not that.
Right.
Just showing the differences between the two books. It's been 7 years. And now, at the end of, you know, of the seventh year, right? Here I am now, and I'm teaching. Like the summary, because in my own journey, I'm in my eighth. But as far as from the time I began my journey, it took me a year to come out to the land.
Hmm.
All right. So now, from the time that I came out to the land, this is now like my seventh year, but it's my eighth in my journey. So my journey is not like most people, it's real different. That doesn't make me special because anybody could have taken it. You didn't, but you
Yeah.
could have.
Hmm.
Is it possible to take the journey now? No. You know, I want to take some time out. I want to say hi to some family and friends back in Segev. I got a call yesterday from the mayor,
Sure did.
and I just want to wish him well. I know he's not feeling well at the moment, so my best wishes go out to him and to all the Masri family in Segev Shalom. I wish them all well and health and hope to reunite with them soon, maybe in the upcoming months. Not to return back, but I'm a, I want them to be able to come out. I'm gonna make sure that whatever we get established here, that we are able to facilitate business between us and Segev Shalom as well.
Hmm.
You guys wouldn't know about this, right? So you cannot start a nation alone. It must be incubated. You
Hmm.
have to have a network. So my network is within my family. So rather than network with Europeans and Chinese, I simply work with the Ishmaeli, the Ishmaelite, that know who we are and we have an established order and system. I respect them. They respect me. They know they've trained me and groomed me to be the king and the prince and to know how we conduct business.
Hmm.
Okay? We don't conduct business the same way we do in America. So here, when they say it's 89 cents a kilo for oranges, it's 89 cents across the board.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Across the board. So nobody's price is too different. You can have a little sale, maybe you want to get rid of something, and even then your sales are coordinated.
Hmm.
So they say your sale will be this days and this days and this days, and you can sell at these prices, and this is what you're doing, and we know. And so everybody gets a share of the people,
Oh, right.
right? And they tell their people to support you or not support you,
Hmm.
right? With me and my family, they're here in Amman as well. They have a large group, marriage bonded. And I know once I get situated and we open up the store, because we're going to open a supermarket, and we open up the farm, I know that the family is going to, we have their support already in the land. It's not dependent upon the success of the business and anything. It's not predicated upon my people doing what's right. That's the beauty of this law.
Yes.
This law said, do it this way, because they're not going to obey, and you will have great success. And then when they come to you in their time of need, in their time of poverty, after they have rebelled and after they have suffered, then accept them and put them under grooming. Teach them then. You know, arcs aren't for everybody,
No, it's not.
right? Noah built an ark. Everybody didn't get on it. Every kind did,
Right.
right? He took the root kinds. This is something people don't even understand. So he didn't take all the variations.
No, he didn't.
He took all the root kinds. And from the roots, they were able to redisperse into
Yes.
various kinds. Again, every root kind. Okay? I don't need all the cats. I just need the root cat,
Yes.
the original one,
Right.
right? From its kind. And from there, it will disperse again. According to diet, according to breeding, according to whatever, it will do what it does in regenerating. Arcs are not for everybody.
No.
So we're talking about this law, and I've been talking about this law for 7 years. And what's about to come out now, right? So I told everybody that COVID-19 was going to be a major issue. It will cause the world to go into lockdown. Whether it is a plandemic or a pandemic need not be said. The fact is, I told you it was going to be a major issue, and it was. It affected you. If you want to brush it off your shoulder as if you didn't go into lockdown, as if they didn't make people take poisonous vaccines, oh, you can forget about it. Now, after that ended, okay, I told everybody, and I was in America. This last year, I said, I says, at this year coming, this is World War III. They looked and said, nah, no, it's not. It'll be over in a week. Here we are now, and there's no end in sight. It's getting worse. Okay? They cannot afford to lose. The West cannot afford to lose in this battle at this juncture. Okay? If the West concedes Ukraine back into Russia, Ukraine now is utterly destroyed. If the West concedes and just lets Ukraine get reabsorbed back into Russia, the whole world, and I mean everybody that's not already part of Europe, right? And America, like real real buddies, is going to just go over to Russia and China. BRICS is growing by the day, right? And if they concede at any time at this point, right? Because now we're getting ready to go into the conventional war, right? The direct war. NATO, Russia, America, China, The World War, you're getting ready to start the conventional part.
Mm. So what does that mean, conventional part, sir?
So this war is a hybrid, right?
Okay.
It's the combination of Cold War tactics, the shadow wars, right? So in Africa, America, and Russia, they compete over resources, locations, bases. It's this proxy war.
Okay.
Okay? When you see the war in the Middle East, you know, you have Iran and Russia arming one side
Hmm.
and America arming another side, and it's who's going to have the power control. So
Hmm.
they be like, oh, this group is the terrorist, ISIS is the terrorist, right? Then you find out America's working with ISIS K. Wait, which is it,
Hmm.
right? The Taliban is the terrorist group. Give Taliban the whole country. Which is the story? How does the story change over a short period of time? And I've told people, you know, you don't pay attention to the narrative long enough. You don't hold the context of a conversation long enough. You believe things change from year to year and from day to day, and it does not. You believe the Most High can lie, right? The Most High has omnipotent power, right?
Hmm.
But he is limited by his own word, meaning what he says must be and must go through its process.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people think that the Most High is a jinn or a genie, that he says it and he blinks and it's there. That's a demon. That is not at all, at no time, the truth.
So when he says he will destroy, and at the same time he said he will not utterly
Destroy.
destroy. But he is going to destroy, but he makes it clear that he's not going to
Utterly
utterly
destroy.
destroy.
So, what is about to happen? What are you saying, Rabbi Sheikh? The ark is built.
Mm,
It is in its final and finishing stages, and I'm getting on.
yes.
I'm taking myself, I'm taking my brethren, and I'm taking whoever else comes to get on.
Mm,
This ark is the largest ark ever. This ark is the largest ark ever
mm,
because to survive what's coming, you must get in covenant. If you are not in covenant, you will not have salvation. And I don't need your agreement
mm,
over the internet, over the telephone. You can't buy your way in, right? If you give money, you just gave money, right? If you
mm,
give money, you just gave money. You're going to have to do this in dedicated service. That's how the covenant works. And it took me all these years of dedicated service to recognize it.
mm.
I've sung the songs to you.
Yes, you have.
I've taught, I've told you, I've spelled it out, I've acted it out, I've tried every means that I could within my power to share with you the thing that I was telling you about.
Well, after our conversation on yesterday, I'm not going to go in detail when we were discussing about the sanctuary. What I see from that is that the whole plan of the sanctuary is our salvation.
That's why that's you have to understand, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna use this word salvation, right? To be saved from the wrath of God upon the world, the Most High must designate a sanctuary, a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole entirety of this plan, I didn't want it to take 7 years. It was written that way.
Way, yes, yes, it was. Yes, yes.
I didn't want it to take another 49 years to attain the purge of sexual immorality from the people. I didn't want it that. I wanted it in a day.
Mm,
But the day that the nation is born is not the day that the people of the nation
yes.
are born.
Mm-hmm.
They're two different days.
Yes. Mm,
The nation was born upon the owning of the land,
mm-hmm.
the appointing, or the accepting of the king, and that king accepting his law.
Yes.
That's it,
That's it.
right? I own a few points of land. I accepted the law before the time. After 4 years of learning the law, my appointment came. The nation is born.
Mm,
But the whole world missed the day. What day was it? It was December of 2019. It was the strangest day I had ever seen because we had the darkening of the sun at sunrise, right? And the blood moon.
mm,
Same day. It didn't say it would be a full eclipse. It was a darkening. It was a partial eclipse. So we
mm,
had a partial eclipse and a blood moon in the same time. In the same time, you guys can check it out. Check it out. Well, on that day, at that same week, okay, in this week,
mm.
we were having the writers' conference in Dimona, and it was announced to them in Dimona at the writers' conference on their Shabbat.
Mm.
The next day, they came out to Segev Shalom, about 2 busloads of people, and I began to share with them some of the things that,
Hmm.
we were doing and what we want to do, what we want to do in the future, what we had worked on at the UN and trying to get them reparations, and then making sure that we spread the word to unify to get reparations, right? If it was possible. I also gave them a book about my journeyings and how I got to this point and how I got to this place and how there was nobody to receive me and nobody accepted me and there was no place for the people to come. There was no safe place. There was no sanctuary.
Very.
And that I wanted them to join with me in building a sanctuary. They didn't listen to that neither. They called me crazy. Immediately after that meeting, I said, "You reject me at this time and you refuse to accept the wickedness of your ways. You are not correct. You are not right. How I was treated was not correct. It doesn't harm me or affect me. It's just not lawful. And there is a penalty for this." After 2019, the plague came. But I told them, watch it. This disease that they now report on the news, this one will take the world because you now know in the mouth of witnesses before everyone of who I am and the law that I keep. You rejected the law when I came. I gave you the books for free.
Same thing like now.
The same thing. So when that doesn't get accepted, from there, I start a whole nother journey to where we are now. And here you are, and you have the opportunity to accept for free, and you also reject, even having it explained to you.
Okay. Speaking on that, because when we came in contact, a little bit after that, that's when they started talking about the deportation of those in Demona. And then they called on you to help.
They want me to help and support. They wanted me to go down to the South Africans. There was a Million African March, and they wanted me, I think the year before. Right? So it's on the same cycle. Same time, a year before, they wanted me to do the Million African March to the UN. And I met with the leaders and I spoke with them and I told them, all right, what you're attempting to do will have no power and no effect. It is not the way to get anyone or anything to move.
So you're repeating
I'm repeating
a cycle.
over and over and over. They didn't accept it. I moved on. You didn't even hear a blip about the Million African March. You can look it up. There is some press about it. Okay. Then a year later, I take the ensign and I go to the nation's capital, to Capitol Hill in America alone.
Sure did.
This is the time when you contact me.
Yes.
Right? Now, Demona, they had been having issues with deportation for 2 years. Okay? 2 years. I told them when I saw the issue coming, when I was dealing with that issue of deportation, listen, if you allow this to happen to one, if you allow them to be able to take one person and send them back, and there is no repercussion, there is no noise, there is no hoopla, then they will use this as leverage of a right to send back whoever for whatever cause or purpose that they deem. If you allow it to happen to one, you allow it to happen to however many. You see, our law has a law of what happened to one
Happens to all.
happens to all. You don't allow none to receive injustice because this injustice is a disease.
Right, you don't turn the blind eye.
You cannot turn the blind eye. So with that, After I spoke to you, I told you I'm going to ask you to do something because for all my journeys, there are many and multiple witnesses. I need you to bear witness to this because from this, after I do this, I'm leaving,
Sure did.
right? At the time, my passport was locked up. There was $70,000 in back child support, right? I don't have $70,000. It didn't matter. I do what the Most High say. I get the reports from the court after I'm finished. All debts erased.
Mm.
I leave.
Sure did.
Whether it's the computer typo or whatever,
You was clear.
I'm clear. I'm going. I'm out. So I leave. I come here. Now I'm telling you, now that I'm here and I've started over, this is a reset, okay? Now that I'm here, there is the agenda of buying land, building houses, and businesses that must be done to receive the people, to receive them.
Yes, building a sanctuary.
The people are not listening,
No, they're not.
right? I am not entertaining them, and that's because I'm not an entertainer. Okay? I'm a prince. I'm a king. I'm a teacher. I'm a leader. Right? My sister tell you.
Yep.
Okay?
I'm in the king's house. I see everything.
She'll tell you. I say something,
And it happens.
it works out that way.
And not just saying anything. Whatever this law states, the time that it shall be, it happens.
It happens in that time, in that season.
Sure does.
Right? And I don't have to be exact about the dates because what happens is on the day that it shows up on the date and it looks like
Very small.
it looked small. On the day it show up, it's small. And I say, this is the thing the Most High said is going to be a problem. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, a year later, oh, this thing was a huge problem.
But it was.
It was small. Now here we are again. So I'm telling you now, this right now is not like the last time.
Where did you want to check the camera?
Oh, that probably already went off.
Yeah.
It didn't. Yay. We'll be back. We're back. Okay, so what I say when it shows up, it is small. Well, since I said the war will start last year, it started,
Sure did.
right? Now, you say, how did you know this war and what is the outcome of it? Well, first of all, the Jewish people are Khazarians. Ukraine is ancient Khazaria. The Most High said to the people who have taken our land, our capital city, where we're going, the Most High says, I'm going to do to them what was done to you. And you will see that they will not survive. We have survived, right, for over 1,000 years without a home country. Our country and our land is taken from us,
Yes.
right? Our country, our land taken from us. right? Even now, they don't openly divulge where your land, where your country is, right? So they lead you to believe you can be American Indian, South American indigenous, African indigenous, something like this.
Everywhere else than where
You
you
can be
from.
anywhere else than where you're from. Okay? You can't be from Saudi, where we from. You can't be from Jordan, where we
We're
from.
from.
You can't be from Lebanon, where we
We're
from.
from.
You can't be from Israel, where
Where
we
we're
from.
from. Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can't be from Sinai Peninsula, right, on the eastern side of the Nile, where we from. You can't be from these places. Well, we're about to see the world that has been shuffled become unshuffled. But these people are not going to be able to go home. They're going to end up becoming utterly destroyed and wiped out. This is by word of prophecy. He says, I'll destroy their country and they won't be able to go back. Ukraine is destroyed. There's no coming back.
And if you really pay attention of this chess game, Yaya got rid of the queen who gave them
The land.
the land. So he eliminated the queen from the board.
You got your support from here, this gone. You got this land is gone. Everything surrounding them
Is getting gone.
right? The if you lose home base, you become lost. Right? The truth of the power of your support comes from you having roots. We lost our roots and we became lost. We became weak. It doesn't matter that you still have power at the time the roots cut.
Right.
You can still have money. The system, it still appears to be moving, but it is coming down. So what's coming, Rabbi Sheikh? What are you talking about? You just rambling on. You're talking, blah, blah, blah. All right. Here's what's coming. The war, the famine, the pestilence, the plague, the animal attacks, all of these are getting ready to come. And there will be no subsiding them. They will pass in their time. As the people who are supposed to be here will be here. Okay? In 2 days, okay, it will be the first day of Tishri. I'm getting ready to go. This is a whole reset. Okay? So we are preparing now. I'm making my preparations mentally, physically, my plans, everything. We are getting ready to go into farming and into opening business. And we're going to begin to receive the first ones as they come. Okay? This is what's getting ready to happen. However, you're going to see a slow and methodical progression, right? To where you can get out and then you won't be able to get out anymore. And the next time you are able to get out of any place will be by evacuation. Because that's how bad it's going to be.
Forced out.
Evacuations. That's what's coming. Okay? After the evacuations, right? There's going to be a long time of decline, social decline, systemic decline. It's going to be a long period of declining. I mean, things are going to just keep sliding and they're never going to get better. There's no way to even show you what is coming. Okay? While things are sliding in decline, right? So after the full big war and everything is destroyed, the decline comes in because everybody is going to be gathering themselves to their own people, leaving my people to fend for themselves. Okay? So everybody will gather back after, because what's going to happen is the fail-safe for the nations is make sure the other powerful nation doesn't survive either. So this is not going to be some little spat. Okay? If I can't be in power, you can't be in power. If I can't stay number one, you're not going to be number one either.
Battles of the heads.
That's what's going to happen. So now all of this, they're going to eliminate themselves from the board and then have to rebuild to try to come back at another time. But by that time, my kingdom will be established. Now, I'm not talking about 40 years from now. We're talking this is going to take a while.
Yes.
Right? Because I got to take my kingdom and we got to go do a daba. We have to go do a walk. Right? We have to build up, get together, establish everything. Then I got to take a walk. We're going to take a long walk throughout the whole entire region. That's the instruction says. So when this happens, I'm going to tell you what's coming. Okay? When you see this big war and this big destruction, we just farming. We're going to be farming and feeding people. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to, after you can leave and you don't leave, then the only way to leave is to survive and leave by evacuations. Then, for those who survive the next declining phase, you will be seen as a prize to be brought back by force in exchange for being accepted in for survival, for food, for work, and for housing. So they'll come in and they'll bring you and hold you as collateral by force to bring you back and say, this is one of yours. We wish this. We have these gifts. Give us sustainment for 7 years. Right? That's the exchange. It's not charity. That will be the exchange. We have some of your people, we have some gold, we have some silver. We're bringing this. Give us sustainment. We'll work for you for 7 years. You think I'm crazy? I'm done with the topic. I said what I needed to say.
Yes, you have.
Let's see who the liar is. Because you're going to have to hold this idea for some time. I'm not going to keep coming up here talking about I told you so. You're going to see it over years. Because once I start dealing with the people that's here, you can forget about social media. The opportunity to learn judgment may be cut off from you. You may get a little bit of taste.
And that's it.
And that's it. Because I'm going to be dealing with who's here. I told you, I'm never going viral. You say, why is he never going viral? Because I'm not entertaining you. I'm here to educate you. I'm here to groom you into being the one thing that you actually are not. You're already entertainers. But you are not a nation. There are no princes. There are no chiefs. There's no leaders.
No organization.
You are not. in order according to the laws, the statutes, and the commands. All right? Now, chapter 18. The priest of the tribe of Levi will have no part or inheritance with their brothers. They shall eat the oblation of Yah as their portion. So the priests don't have no land. Because they don't have no land, there is no requirement for them to bring produce. Okay? So because they have no nation, when I say no land, they do have land for themselves, but they have no nation. No nation, no country, no organized to produce. So 12 of us produce, and then we give a tenth to the one. And then all of their, listen to this, all of their princes, right? The princes of Levi, because there's many of them. There's many kings, many princes within Levi. Okay? They have a separate division from among the children of Israel. In their divisions, their princes, they have to give a tenth of the tenth, and it goes to the high priest. The same goes for the 12 tribes. There's nothing different. Each of the tribes, all 12 of them, have to give a tenth to Levi, right? And then they have to give the second tenth, the tenth of the tenth, to the king.
Yes.
That's the way the nation runs.
Same.
Same. So there's a tenth and there's a second tenth. That's how it works. Okay? But Rabbi Sheikh, what about the two tithes? Yes, the two tithes. This is why most people don't understand. Okay? So if all the tithe, the first tenth, goes to the house of Levi, but that goes to the princes to give to them. The second tenth goes to the princes. The princes have to give a tenth of their tenth to the king, right? And that's the king's portion. The tenth of the Levite portion, that's the high priest's portion. The second tenth that you give, when I say the second tenth, so you gave 10% here and 10% here, right? The second tenth that you give, that 20%, 10% here, 10% there, that's for you to eat when you come for the festivals. The food is free.
Yeah, we just read that the other day.
Right. So the king's portions, the prince's portions, everybody is receiving their portions justly. From what I get, I still have to give 2/10. What? This to the Levite, and this portion is for me to eat from when I'm with the Levite. It doesn't stop just because he got to the top. Okay? Even the high priest, he still have to put his tenth in with the rest,
Right.
and give his other tenth. Well, he has to give 1/10, but he have to give his tenth. And the point is that he have to make his sacrifice, he have to make his atonement. And by the way, the Day of Atonement is coming up. Okay, so the first is in 2 days, and then 9 days after that, and then the evening is the Day of Atonement. It's the beautiful time of the year, time for me to, I get my reset. Okay? It's a system-wide reset. The whole fast resets the body. It resets the mind. This is my reset. Whew. Okay? So he shall eat the oblations as his portion, but an inheritance in field or vineyard they will not have among their brethren. The 24 gifts of the priesthood which Yahweh will give to them are his heritage, as he said to him. Okay? So when we give out the lots, they are large. So when it says a field, it's not talking about, you know, a little farm.
No. Talking about a portion of
This
land.
a county is this big. All right. And this shall be the portion belonging to the priest from the people, from them who offer sacrifices, whether bullock or lamb. They shall give to the priest the right shoulder, the lower jaw, the cheeks, and the maw. Okay? So you notice it said certain parts of a
Parts of,
cut.
yes.
So when we in the sanctuary begin the perpetual sacrifices, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of food, but there is few people. So when you sacrifice this one, the priest only get these portions, right?
Right.
And as you get more people and more priests in, you're still building and growing. You have not yet
Yes.
separated out everything because you're developing. When you start the perpetuals and the tithe and you have the people in order and the camp and the sanctuary is flushed out and everybody is in their areas, when you have the fullness of the city, 12 miles by 12 miles, when you have the fullness of the city and the encampments, then you're making sure like everybody have what they need and you can give the whole. Okay? So when he is among you, because he have no part and no portion, you have to give him these parts.
Right, the right shoulder, the lower jaw, the cheeks, and the maw.
Right.
What's the maw, sir?
The maw.
The jaw's the throat. Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay, the mouth of gullet. Oh, okay.
The first of your corn, your wine and oil, the first of the fleece of your sheep, as much as a girdle measureth shall you give to him. So now he's telling you how this is how you establish the priesthood from small. Okay?
Yes.
From small. Right? So if we have enough animals to begin the perpetuals, right? Day and night. Okay? Once you begin, this part belongs to the priest. You're not going to have that many priests. It's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Okay? So you still got the meats, the rice, the this, the that, the third. Right? You say the first of the corn. Why are you giving him the first of the corn? Because it's not the first corn that get ripe.
No.
The first thing when you get a field you want to plant your wheat, you want to plant corn.
Yes.
Right? But the corn, the first year, you're going to store it all up and then take it from the store. You see how it's working?
Yes, sir.
Just take the corn, store it all up. You take corn from the store.
Okay.
What? The priest is going to share with the people.
Yes.
Okay? What are you going to do? Buy more land, grow more corn. After this, it is by portion. Okay? Your wine, okay, and oil. So the first of your wine. Now grapes, I think the grapes they ripen different. So when you start getting your first grapes and you make your first vat of wine, it's by vat. The first vat goes to the priest. The rest you can keep.
Okay.
The first of the fleece of your sheep. So the first time you trim them, you give all of that to the sheep, to the priest. Why? They need to make their garments. They have to. You have to get the wool. Much as a girdle measureth, so when you give him the leather, he gets enough to make the ephod,
God.
to make a belt.
Mm.
Because Yahweh thy Allah hath chosen him out of all thy tribe to stand and minister in the name of Yahweh, him and his son all the days. And when the Levite may come from one of your cities out of all Israel, okay, where he hath dwelt, and come with all the obligations of his soul's desire to the place which Yahweh will choose, then he shall minister in the name of Yahweh, his Allah, and all his brethren, the Levites who minister there before Yahweh. Portion for portion, equally shall they eat.
Plain as day.
See, I told you they're eating together. So he says, out of one, when they come in one by one. So this is not talking about some mass migration or exodus. This is talking to us for how we ought to come out and how we ought to establish. So just you do what you want. I don't care. Okay? Shall they eat? Which Eleazar and Ithamar's your father have given them to inherit. When you have entered the land which Yahweh your Allah giveth you, you shall not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. So just because you get here, you have not arrived. You have to learn how we're doing things because it is vastly different
Yes, it is.
from what they're doing in the other nations. The culture looks similar,
But our laws are different.
but we have a greater refinement. So you have to learn what we're doing. This was the difference in training. I was groomed and trained in how to keep my law, walking in the way of my prophet Musa, still keeping the Abrahamic customs and traditions, but applying them to my law. You must be in this way and go this way. Do not follow this way of Islam today. Don't do it. You have to be in your way over here. That's the difference. This would make my teacher more righteous than any other teacher on the face of the earth. Because anybody else would have converted me.
But instead, he made you take
He made me take this path.
perfect path.
None shall be found among you to make his sons or daughters pass through the fire or the water. No baptizing. You can bathe. We have bathing. You can wash up. We'll be back.
To the restroom. Let me out.
Oh, hold on. Let me close the door. Give me a minute. All right. We're back. We're back. Ah. You can tell we not on the set now, huh? I just closed the door. Yeah. So no sons and daughters pass through fire. There's no rituals of this sort or type. No baptisms. That's also passing through the fire. Right? So we don't have that. We have baths. You're going to bathe to be clean. Soap, water, wash. Clean yourself. Nor who enchant with enchantments. So there's no enchantments. Okay? Or inspect serpents. There's no inspectors of serpents. No serpent bones. No nothing. Okay? We're not doing that. We're not going to inspect any serpents or inquire by any serpents. If you see a snake, don't inspect it. If there's a snake on the side, we're not going to inspect them neither. All right? So if you see you going somewhere, there's the sign and there's the snakes on the sign, we're not going there. End of story. Nor observe divination and auguries. See, a sign of what will happen in the future, an omen. So we're not going to consult horoscopes or hand signs or predictions or premonitions from mystical or whatever sources. We don't consult these things. Okay? We have to look for what we have already to look for. I'm supposed to be looking for days and times and seasons and my own feast days to know what's going on in the world. I have prophecies that I'm supposed to be looking for. I'm not supposed to be looking at the horoscope. Don't come in here and talking about, you know, I'm a Virgo. We don't have that. You have to learn our Mazalia and what it means. Okay? We don't go by none of this because it's not anything like that. So there's no horoscope here. The season and the time you born and all of this. This today is a good day to go rub your toes. We're not doing that. Or make magical knots and bindings of serpents and scorpions or any kind of reptiles, or who consult the Oba. Some of you don't know who the Oba is. So again, if you're going to think you're going to come in here with the African deifications or the Egyptian deifications or any of these polytheistic things, that's not here either. We're not taking that. All of this stuff is not coming in. None of it. None of it.
Okay, quick question on making the magical knots and bindings. You know, in the Jewish community, they do the what they call the zitzits, but they're with knots and stuff. So that's what this is talking about.
Yeah, you see it. It's not us. That don't come from us. If it ain't from this law and instruction, which tells you precisely how to do it, you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to copy them. What they're doing is in no ways right. It is a rendition of something that they've brought from their own pagan ways.
So those knots and bindings, all of that is all part of the serpent and scorpions worshiping all the reptiles. Well, they're Nephilim, so that makes sense. Oh my goodness, I have been guilty because I have made those before.
The tassels of your garments are just that, tassels. Okay? We call them fringes, you call them tassels. Okay? So you have on your garment is fringed because it is not hemmed. So you don't iron it and hem it and have it clean. You cut that, and that is allowed to fringe by itself. One. Two, on the corners of your garment, you apply the fringe or the tassel. How the tassels is made is the exact specification. We already know. We've already done it. We already got garments with it. Don't consult the bones of the dead or the bones of Yedua. You see that word there? You know why it's written like that? Because you're not allowed to even say the name of the idol that you have been consulting with the SH, the dead bones of Yadua. So we're going to call it Yadua now. You see? Right there.
It's right here.
Right?
Black and white.
Nor those who inquire of manes. You know what manes are? Okay? The soul of the dead, the ancestors.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So you're not going to consult the ancestors, neither. I told you as we go along, you're not going to like this, right? Y'all be like, he don't respond to nothing. He don't accept nothing. We can't have nothing. You right. I got my law. That's it. You shall be perfect. So here's what you can do. Be perfect in the fear of Yah, your Allah.
Oh, you skipped 12. Yes, sir.
For everyone who doeth these is an abomination before Yah. Everyone. So all the nations are an abomination, and you are an abomination out there doing it with them.
And I was an abomination.
No. So now that the Most High has the option present to get what he wants, exactly how it is written, without excuse, without anybody trying to make compensation. If we don't have it, we're going to build up and give that to him. That's the end of the story. It doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm going to build it and make it in the place where he said to make it. That's the difference between me and all of you. All of you. You try to explain your failures as if the Most High accepts excuses. He doesn't. You were supposed to persevere in the instruction and adjust to make it happen, not to continue in your way. Well, the Most High is accepting this because he knows our heart. No, he don't. You shall be perfect in the fear of Yah, your Allah. The perfect fear, right? Being perfect in the fear is I'm going to do the instructions and I'm going to do the instructions. I'm going to do the instructions whether you do the instructions or not. Right? That's me. Now, when I ask the question, well, what do we need to do it? Oh, yeah, we got to be in the land. All right. I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm going to the land. I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? The other nations got it. So what? So what? I'm going. What are you going to do? I'm going to take the instructions and walk it out. Now that I did that, that's how crazy I looked 7 years ago. The instructions said, go here, meet this person, and they'll teach you this. Then the Most High will be with you, and you'll meet this person, and you'll learn this. The Most High will be with you, and you'll meet that person, and they'll bring you here. When you get to the dwelling places of Aman, what? This prophet is talking. Listen to what he says. Oh, Jeremiah said, buy land. Yes, see, there's an instruction, buy land. Can we buy land here? Yes, you can. Oh, you have Bedouin birthright because you followed the previous steps. You are entitled to buy land as a Bedouin. Oh, well, thank you, Most High. You knew what you was doing. There was a path here the whole time.
Right.
So to be perfect in the fear is to constantly make the progress to obtain perfection. No matter what it costs you. For these nations which thou art about to dispossess have listened to inspectors of serpents and enchanters, but you are not to be like them. The priest shall inquire by Urim and Thummim. That's it. Uriah and Thamiah, Urim and Thummim, and a right prophet. See that?
Yes.
You see that?
Yes, sir.
So the priest only have Urim and Thummim.
And that's for the
That's it. Outside of that, the Most High says, I will give you, what that say? How many?
And a right prophet is
One.
will Yah your Allah give you.
See that? Listen, I'll let you read it. A right prophet. So there's a one. One will be right. And the word prophet is teacher.
Sure.
One who performs the writing in the book, the law. Performs. Not according to your interpretation, according to the expression of the law, the memra, not yours. Your interpretation don't count. Because you can get up here like Boo Boo the Fool and say, but you didn't part the sea like Moses. That's not what it says for me to do. Fool. What does it say right there?
For these nations which thou art about to dispossess have listened to inspectors of serpents and enchanters. But you are not to be like them. The priests shall inquire by Urim and Thummim, and a right prophet will Yah your Allah gives you.
Now, let's ask another question, right? So he's going to give us where the prophet coming from. Go ahead, read it.
A prophet from among you of your brethren, like unto me.
So the prophet will be just like Moses. He's in the same way. He has to come out of the captivity with you. He has to leave and go into the land like Moses from the captivity with you. The prophet then have to be accepted into the family of Abraham, like me, with you.
See, they missed the part that Moses was accepted by Jethro, the family of Abraham.
There's others, but none of them
Right.
received the law like Moses at the foot of Mount Zion.
Yep, because Jethro did receive the law
And was taught and groomed.
through the customs and the traditions.
Moses was king when he left from Jethro's mountain.
Yes, he did. Yes, he was.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't regular. He wasn't regular.
No, he wasn't.
He was king when he left. When I left from Midian, right? The same family come from Jethro by blood. Jethro the prophet. My family come this line. Same. The head of this family told me, you the one I'm looking for. Oh, yes, this is the time you're supposed to be here. Same. Okay? That's all the mysticism you're going to get today. Continue to read.
Of your brethren, like unto me, with the Holy Spirit.
Now, the Holy Spirit has a job.
Yes.
It leads you to keeping and fulfilling the law without excuses. It is constantly building you up to performing the law with perfection. And it's with one.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
The others that begin to get filled with the spirit of prophecy have to obey the instruction of the one who was filled
With the Holy
with the Holy Spirit of prophecy to fulfill it. Two types of prophets: one who speaks, the messenger, and the one who receives the message. Wow! You mean it's a conversation? Yes. It is a conversation. The messenger who speaks is gone. The last of them is finished. No more messengers.
No.
This is why you don't like me. I'm not the messenger. The messenger time finished.
Right.
I am the antenna to receive the message
And
and teach you. I am the TV. See? The messenger broadcast the message from thousands of years ago. I received the message from Prophet Muhammad. I received the message from Moses, from Jeremiah, from Isaiah, from Micah, from Zephaniah, from Zechariah, from Malachi, from Amos. My favorite message? My favorite message? People think, like Jonah, right? You know Jonah. Not my Jonah is amazing. But Jonah talks and is the prototype for you to understand very simply about what it is to be the messenger.
yes. Yes.
Okay? So if you want to know what it is to be the messenger, you study Jonah. However, Jonah is the first. This the prophet, the messenger. We have another. Nahum. You guys don't even understand nothing about Nahum because your books of Nahum are so badly disturbed because Nahum words were so direct and potent.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Nineveh was destroyed at the word of Nahum.
Yeah. Sure was.
I am come today not to be Jonah.
But to be Nahum.
I'm going to give you all the Nahum you wished for. Continue to read.
With the Holy Spirit will Yah your Allah raise up unto you. To him shall you be obedient.
Oh, so it's one person, okay? And he's doing the jobs, right? So the Most High is raising them up. He's taking them through the obstacles. He's achieving the merits. He's doing the jobs. And the book is already written in detail so that you can see him do it.
And it shows you that nobody can make you be.
No. It's a choice. You have to, he chooses to do it and he achieves it. This grant him the right of your obedience.
So there's an appoint.
There's an appointed time for an appointed one.
Yeah.
And the appointed one does that which is appointed.
So you can't make yourself king, and you can't nobody make you a king.
Again, my seat, I'm sitting in. You're not going to get it.
Wow.
My seat, I'm sitting in. Right? I sit and I'm faithful on my watch as to what is concerning my prayer. I'm faithful. So now we can stop looking at my seat. There's a million other king seats.
I was just getting ready to say there's all kinds of kings. There's only one king for all of Israel.
There's one king for all, and all are for the one. One for all, and then all for the one. But there's many kings. So you don't have to think, oh, he's got the only one. No!
No.
There's many. We have to fill the entire land with nothing but kings and princes. You can choose which level you are by when you decide to become obedient to the instruction. Okay, let's go. Let's see what else it says.
According to all that you begged before Yahweh your Allah in Horeb.
So, because of what you prayed for in Horeb, you're going to say, I wasn't at Horeb. According to the Most High, you were as Horeb.
Yeah.
Because we're the same people now given the opportunity to come into the land directly to repent for the sin that we committed in not coming in and breaking our covenant at that time. So now I'm talking to the same group. He's being mystical. No, I'm being practical. The Most High says I spoke to two people at two different times. This is one word for two different generations. So the same thing he said then, he's saying to us now. You have been reborn.
What they call born again.
Yeah, you have been born again. You are the same people.
Yeah.
Ain't no sense in praying to ancestors. You the ancestor. That's why he says don't do it.
That's right.
You the ancestor. Get up and do that which is lawful and right.
Do what you didn't do it the first time.
So let's see what the Most High, the rest he have to say.
Yahweh your Allah in Horeb on the day of the assembling of the tribes to receive the law.
So according to what you beg, when you were with all the tribes mingled, like we are now, to receive the law, what did we say?
Saying, let us not again hear the great voice of the word Deborah from before Yahweh your Allah, nor behold again the great fire, lest we die.
We'll be right back. All right. So because you prayed before the Most High, saying, let us not again hear the great voice of the word, the Deborah, from before Yahweh, our Allah. Because you said we don't want to hear it, the Most High is not talking to none of you. You'll be lucky to get a dream because he didn't rule that out. And there's many people who have seen me in their dreams, and yet they don't want to come and follow the instruction. And that's fine because you were given an opportunity. You were given a choice. If you don't follow it now, maybe it's for another appointed time. When you meet me, when you get to meet me, you will know that it was from before Yah that you came to meet me. You will know at that time. You will see. You will understand. You're not going to like everything. So because you asked for it, anybody tell you, I heard from the Most High. If you dream and you see destruction and you get destroyed in it, you might want to consider your ways because that's what you're headed for. I heard from the Most. No, you didn't. You lied. I don't hear from him. It's written down, and every day I have to follow the given instruction for the day. And it's written down. It's in a book. I tell you the book. I say read it. I say test it. I say walk it with me. You're going to see these processes that I'm doing. And I've been doing it. So here we go.
And Yahweh said to me, that which they have spoken is right.
Okay, so according to what you said, the Most High said, that's correct. That's exactly what I'm going to do. When is he going to do it? Because he spoke to them out loud with the great fire from before the mountain. Now he says, for the second generation, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it this way. It's going to be strange. They right. I'll do it that way. You're right. So now what is he going to do?
I will raise up unto them a prophet, a teacher from among their brethren, in whom shall be the Holy Spirit, as in thee.
So let's check what the spirit of Moses is. Okay? Let's do some lawful judgment. Let's start cracking it open because we're going to finish this book. We're going to be finished by atonement or on atonement. We ain't got nothing else to do. Numbers chapter 12 and verse 3.
Numbers 12, verse 3. But the man, Musa, was more bowed down in his mind than all the children of men upon the face of the earth, neither cared he for their words.
Oh,
Bow down.
Moses was more Muslim in his mind than all the men of the earth. The Most High says, I'm going to take that spirit, I'm going to make that spirit again in one of the brethren from this time. Okay, we'll be right back after this. We got to go pick up some food. We got a food delivery.
No, it's not here yet.
Oh, it's not here yet? Okay, we can continue. You see?
Yes, more Muslim.
He was more Muslim. So the word bowed down is submitted. Right? He was more submitted, meaning that he's going to do exactly what's written in the process that it's written, and he's going to perform it. He's not like everybody else. He's different. All right, moving forward. So now this prophet that the Most High promised to raise up, he has to be like Moses, bowed down in his mind. Didn't say he was the performer of miracles.
And I will put my word of prophecy in his mouth, and he shall speak with them whatsoever I command him.
So he only says what the Most High says to say at the time the Most High says to say it, to whom the Most High said to say it to.
Right, because he's already said it.
So he had the understanding to receive the messages from a before time. So he's reading and he have comprehension. Go ahead.
And the man who will not hearken to the words of my prophecy.
Oh, so the prophecy, it was written before. This man had the understanding. He says, listen, you need this book. You need to follow these instructions and we can achieve it. It is not only possible, but we are doing it without you. I have followed it already for 7 years since I have received it. I am in my 8th year. Me, from the time I began, there's a preparatory period for me. But from the time I was on the mountain and began to read and recite the words of the law, seeking and learning and wanting to seek out the customs and traditions, it has been 7 years.
Here you are in the deep and you coming out here splashing in the kiddie pool.
You see it now, right? Right now, I did
You're
it
gonna take this opportunity
for granted. Yeah, I know. And
They
think there's
deserve to
no,
die.
you think there's no recourse.
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead and die.
you're gonna see this now. I warned you repeatedly. Okay, I'm warning you. This is coming because this requirement. So the plagues have a requirement. If I go and I meet the requirement for the plague to be unleashed, the plague will be unleashed.
Yep.
Right? You cannot be judged when you don't have the choice or the option to obey the righteous act. You must have the choice, then continue in your wickedness. So now I'm giving you the choice to change. And you think I'm supposed to come out there. That's not my job. No. You listen. When I go put some seed in the dirt, oh, you can forget about it. You can forget when I put seed in the dirt, because it's not time yet, right? We just now coming out of winter. When I put seed in the dirt, you're in trouble. When I put the water on it, oh!
So you mean they're gonna have that much time? I was thinking is when you stamp and it says the land's yours.
Oh no! What the stamp?
Land yours.
Once the stamp, that's another earthquaking because the stamp, the seed, the water. Once this start rolling, oh my good, I'm telling you, he's gonna kick the pillars of your support out from under you because we will need it, so we will receive it, and he will not support both. All right, y'all don't listen. Go ahead, continue reading.
And the man who will not hearken to the words of my prophecy, which shall be spoken in my name,
It's right over here. You see it? Yeah, it's over here.
my word shall take vengeance upon him. His word.
Oh, not me.
No, his word.
The memra, the word will take vengeance on you. So I'm telling you what the word is going to do, and you're not listening. All right. You want to listen to everybody else. No problem. Let's see what will happen to the everybody else who's out there with the inspectors and serpents, because you scattered all over the world. Nobody is here in the dwelling places of Ammon doing that which is lawful and right with us.
Yes.
Because if they were, I would be with them. What?
Yeah.
You act like I came here and I wasn't looking for somebody to be lawful. If there was a sanctuary here, I would have went to it myself. There's no need for me to go on a journey to try to become something that already exists.
Right. It already exists. Yes.
So now I'm telling you it doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist because I'm creating it. I came to participate in it. It doesn't exist. I have to create it. Now that I'm creating it, the power, the support, everything has been given into my hands. Now that I'm creating it, I'm telling you, there's a repercussion for creating it. So let's see what happens to every other false teacher. Let's see what the mathematics are for the day. Read Deuteronomy Code 18:20.
But the false prophet who doeth wickedly in speaking a thing in my name, when I have not commanded him to speak, or who shall speak in the name of the gods of the Gentiles, that prophet shall be slain with the sword.
So here comes this war, right? Right? World War III, everybody's talking about it now. This is what it's come to do. It's come to eradicate all you false teachers out there. Not me. It's going to get rid of you. I'm just, don't worry about it. Because you have to fight against what I'm saying. Because you have too much pride and you've taught too many lies to even come out, repent, and change your ways. You're too prideful for that. You don't want to cut off your money. If you said that and you came out and you did what I said and you conceded to work with me, you will be cut off from the money. And you so afraid of what you might lose in doing what I'm telling you, you'd rather face death. At least you need to see it like happening before you can even consider that maybe you should have changed. But it's too late. It's too late to apologize. Too late. So you're going to be slain with the sword, this war. All right? What else does it say?
And if thou shalt say in your thoughts, how shall we know the word which Yah have not spoken?
Okay. So you want to know, how do we know which is the word that Yah has not spoken? Okay, what happens?
When a false prophet speaketh in the name of Yah, and the thing doth not come to pass, or be not confirmed, it is a word which Yah has not spoken. The false prophet spake it in presumption. Fear him not.
Okay, so now I'm telling you. So the false prophets, right? The false prophets, they have to die because of a war. Now, if they don't die because World War III don't break out and there's no missiles and no bombs and everybody goes peacefully back and there's no redemption of the children of Israel, that's okay. I can retire. I'm done. Right? That makes me the false prophet. I'm just another loon on the internet. I'm a loony bird. Right? But if the war break out and it strike where the false prophets are and they die, then I was right and they were wrong. So let's see where the war break out, because it's going to hit, right? We're getting ready to have a direct war between US, China, NATO, right? It's going to be direct, conventional warfare. It's going to be bombs, missiles, targets, everything, right? The warm up has begun. Somebody's out there sabotaging the railways and they falling apart. All these chemicals, the water supply, and everything
Instead of
else.
blood, it turned to acid rain.
Acid falling.
Oh, goodness.
Don't worry, we're going to see how this plays out. We're going to see. We're going to know. We're going to see that. Okay? Let's see what happens. Who's talking with presumption and who's telling the truth?
Chapter 19, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
When Yah your Allah shall have destroyed the nations whose land Yah your Allah giveth ye, and you possess them and dwell in their cities and houses. 3 cities shall you set apart within your land, which Yah your Allah giveth you to inherit. You shall prepare a high road and divide your limit, which Yah your Allah bestoweth upon you, that any manslayer may flee thither.
Okay, so we're going to You have to, in order for you to get this land, you're gonna have to be in proximity.
Yes.
After they are destroyed and they move from the cities and they leave stuff behind and they're gone, we're gonna move in behind them,
Yes.
right? Because the war coming.
Yes.
So this war, they'd be like, the war gonna be where you at too, I know. The problem isn't that the whole world is going to war. That's not the problem. The problem is you're supposed to be on the square in the sanctuary. If you're not on the safe square in the sanctuary doing what the Most High says do, you're going to end up involved in the war in the way that is detrimental to your life. So the Most High is saying this, and the sword, right, and the death of the false prophet is also tied to regaining cities and land,
Yes, it is.
right?
Yes, sir.
So now we know, I already know this is going to take a extraneous process. There is time in between the sword, the people leaving, gathering the people, and establishing the people to build the highway.
Rubber Shade. I want to
Yes.
go back just real quick for clarity. Okay. I have seen, and I've been meaning to ask you this question, but when we were reading this, it came back. All right. It states back in 1814 that it's the priest that inquires by the Urim and the Thummim. Okay. And previous to that, we've given the instructions that there be no type of divinations or any of these things. Okay. A lot of our people have gotten involved in with the stones, crystals and stones and stuff. And they like to use this particular script, word, and
Listen,
all that.
he said, don't inquire of anything.
So none of that is
Priests have, the priests, specifically, the priesthood
okay.
in the land that's being built up and that's getting the tabernacle and everything else together, the actual priesthood, will get back the Urim and the Thummim. Okay? Without those things, there is no inquiry being made by anyone else. The only other one is to follow the instruction of the right prophet to get the Urim and Thummim back.
Right. So there's no using the stones for healing and all that kind of crazy stuff.
No. None of this stuff is going to work.
It's all divination.
We have herbs for the healing of the body. Get you some herbs and get you some exercise.
Thank you for that, Clay.
There's no alternative to doing it the written process way. You can do it that alternative way, but you're going to die doing it.
Right.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much for that clarity.
All right. So that was chapter 18 and a little bit of 19. Okay. We're going to pick this up tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the Sabbath, sir. Today's Thursday.
Oh, good. We'll pick this up on the first day of the month. It will be Tishri when we get back. All right? One step at a time, one day at a time.
One step.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna release this video. It'll be like tomorrow. It'll be like midnight tonight.
Yes.
So they'll have it and they can watch it through the Shabbat.